You really are such a useless daughter-in-law. What purpose does your presence serve in this household? I can't fathom why my son chose to marry someone like you.
What did I do wrong this time? I'm currently occupied with work, so I have limited time for conversation.
Quit using work as a justification. Your earnings are hardly substantial, if at all. You ought to show some gratitude for being allowed to reside here despite your modest income. It would be helpful if you could contribute more by assisting with the household chores occasionally. I find it surprising that I am solely responsible for all the household tasks lately, considering our relationship as mother-in-law and daughter-in-law and daughter-in-law.
I truly appreciate all the efforts you're putting in for our well-being. Still, I've helped you out whenever I've had the time. I contribute to the household chores diligently every day upon returning from work. I understand that, on certain occasions, I have to work overtime and cannot assist with the household tasks due to my professional commitments. I'm putting in my utmost effort, so I would prefer if you didn't speak to me in such a manner.
I really don't like how you talk back to me like this. Stop being so arrogant to know your place.
I didn't mean to offend you if I did. I was just telling you the truth about my situation.
I just feel so sorry for Daniel. He really did choose the wrong woman. There were so many more better options for a beautiful guy like him.
That's a little offensive, isn't it? I don't think he thinks that way about me at all. We both decided that we're both going to work even after getting married, and that we're both going to do the housework. There are times when I'm busier than him. I can't be doing the housework all the time. If you really need help with the housework, then you should be asking him as well. Why don't you ask him at all? You always pick on me even though you should know that I'm busy.
You really don't understand at all, do you? Are you seriously trying to make your husband do all the housework for you?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that he should help out from time to time. It's not fair right now because I do so much housework even though we both work full-time jobs.
Your entire thought process is just wrong. You shouldn't be making your man have to do any of the housework. Try to change the way you think.
We actually managed to share the housework pretty evenly before we moved in with you. You've been complaining so much that it's been difficult to balance things evenly between us. How about we try to get along and figure out how we can split up the workload evenly?
Sorry, but I declined.
Would you please think about it? I'm really doing my best to make sure that everyone's happy. I want to try to get along with you, seeing as we live with each other. I don't like having to argue with you every single day. Could we please try to get along?
I'm getting very stressed these days having to argue and correct your mistakes all the time. I don't think that I can stand being around you any longer.
I had no idea that you felt that way about me.
You had no idea. You really are kind of obtuse, aren't you? It annoys me that you barely do any of the housework, even though you're a wife. I've been doing the housework every single day since I got married. I don't understand how you can't do the same. Who do you think you are?
Well, times have changed now. It's no longer a given that the wife does all the housework. We're in very different situations as well. I'm working a full-time job. Please try to understand that there are some differences between us. Let's just try to get along.
I just thought of a great way to solve all of this.
A way to solve this? Great. What's the idea?
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm not going to be stressed because of you anymore.
That would be great for both of us. Would you let me know what your plan is?
You'll find out soon enough. Look forward to it because it's such a great idea.
Can you not tell me now?
No, I need some time to prepare.
Okay, I'll look forward to it then.
A few days later.
Hey, Katie, you have a business trip planned this weekend, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna be gone for a couple of days. What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to double check with you, just in case.
I have all the dates on my schedule written down on the calendar. Also, could you talk to your mom for me?
About what?
You know that we don't get along that well with each other. She told me that she thought of an idea to solve our problems. She still hasn't told me what the idea is, and now she's not replying to any of my texts. I'm a little worried because she's ignoring me completely.
I see.
Wait, what? Is that all you're going to say? Please, would you try to help me out? You know that we both work full-time jobs and that I don't have that much free time. She's trying to force me to do all the housework, but that's just not possible. I think it's unfair that I'm the only one she's forcing to help with the housework. You should do some housework too. How do you feel about this problem?
Would you please stop trying to involve me in your problems? This has nothing to do with me.
What did you just say?
I'm your husband. I am a man and I really don't want to have to get involved in a fight between two women. You guys need to solve this yourselves. Please leave me out of this and not mention this to me ever again. I'm already stressed working my job. I don't need any extra problems to solve.
How could you say that to me? I'm also working a full-time job. I'm stressed out too. It's your mom and your wife. You need to help us solve this problem.
Yeah, I know that she's my mom. I told you, I don't want to get involved in pointless arguments. My dad doesn't get involved in any of these arguments, right? I'm gonna do the same thing as him and stay out of this.
You can't just pretend that this isn't your problem as well. You are the one that convinced me to move in with your family. You have a responsibility to at least try to make her get along with me. I was the one that got us this house that we could all live in. This is the least you can do for me.
You really need to calm down. Stop getting so worked up about such a small problem. You need to relax or you're gonna get even uglier.
I've had enough now. I can't believe you're not going to try to help me out.
This isn't my problem. Why should I help you out? I hope you enjoy your business trip. I really don't mind you being gone for a long time. There's no need to be in a rush to come home.
I'm going on a work trip. It's not a vacation. Still, it's some precious time that I'll have by myself. I'll make sure to use it to try to relax.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. We're gonna enjoy our time without you in the house too.
Okay, fine. I really don't like how you're treating me right now. I think we need to have a talk too. Please make some time for us to have a serious conversation when I get back. There's some serious problems in our relationship too. I am not happy at all.
Final day of the business trip.
There is no longer a place for you to live in this house.
What did you just say? I was surprised to receive a message from you all of a sudden.
I hope that you enjoy your life on the streets. You're officially homeless as of today.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Would you please explain to me what's going on?
There's nothing for me to explain. It's exactly as I just said. You'll understand what's happening once you come home. I guess it's not your home anymore, though. We sold the house, so it's no longer our property.
You're joking, right?
I'm not joking at all. We sold the house while you were gone on your business trip. All of us moved into a new place without you. That's why I'm telling you that you have no place to live. I hope that you enjoy your life as a homeless woman on the streets.
Are you serious about all of this? I don't think it was a very smart thing to do.
What are you talking about? This fixes all the problems that we've been having. Today we're going on a family vacation and staying in a nice hotel. We're planning to move into our new place tomorrow. We've already hired a moving company to deliver all our belongings to our new place.
So you guys have planned this all out then? You're not at your new place yet, right?
No, not yet. It took us a little longer than we planned because we had to wait for you to go on a business trip. I told Daniel that we didn't have to keep this a secret. It kind of seemed like he was a little scared of you. I hope he can live stress-free now that you're not living with us.
So he was involved in this plan of yours as well then? That's why he kept on checking with me about my business trip. He kept on asking me the exact times I would leave and come back. This was all planned out by all of you guys.
Of course we planned this together. We're a family after all. You're the only one that I don't consider as family. We sold off the house on the day you left for your business trip. There's no place for you to go home to now. Enjoy your miserable life on the streets.
Thanks for letting me know at least. I'm sure I'll be so much happier without you guys anyway. Yeah, we feel the same way too. Never show your face in front of us ever again. That's it. Goodbye.
The next day.
Would you please answer the phone? It's an emergency. I need to talk to you right now. Please just pick up.
What do you want from me? I thought that you never wanted to see my face ever again.
Some problems came up. There are some things that I really need to talk to you about. Would you please just pick up the phone?
Unfortunately, I still don't want to see or talk to you at all. I'm not going to pick up the phone. What's the matter anyway? What's the emergency? If you need to tell me something, you can tell me here. I am not going to talk to you on the phone.
I'm crying so much right now.
What are you talking about?
Apparently, the sale of the house didn't go through. We've already bought the new house that we're moving into. Without the money from the sale of the old house, we can't pay for the new one. What the hell are we meant to do?
Why should I know? None of this is my responsibility. You guys did this to me behind my back. Figure it out yourselves.
I wonder why there was a problem with the sale of the house. I tried asking him, but he wouldn't tell me the details.
That house is my property. It's under my name, so I stopped the sale.
Wait, what did you just say?
I knew that you guys needed the money from the sale of the house to move. I contacted the real estate agent yesterday and got the sale canceled. I'm so glad that I noticed before the sale went through. Although the sale never would have worked in the first place. The house is in my name, so you would have needed my permission and signature for the sale to go through. Did you really think that something like this would really work? Is your entire family full of idiots?
I don't understand what's going on. How could the house be in your name? That's just not possible. Isn't that house in Daniel's name? It's his house, right?
No, it's not. I was the one that purchased that house.
No way. You've got to be lying. I always thought that place was his. He was the one that bought the house.
Did you seriously think that? There's no way that he could afford to buy a house. You know how little he earns, right? He'd be lucky to rent out an old apartment room with his salary.
Wait, what are you talking about now? Is his salary really that low?
Yeah, I thought you would have known that. I'm the one that's paying off the loans for the house. There's just no way you guys could sell off the house. I had a couple of missed calls from unknown numbers. I guess that it was the real estate agency calling me to check what was going on. I really didn't expect you guys to do something this stupid, though. Anyway, it was a good opportunity for me to find out how crazy you guys are.
Would you please hold on a minute? I'm having trouble trying to process what you just told me.
What part of it are you struggling to process? I thought that I explained everything to you very clearly.
You're telling me that the house that we were all living in is actually your property? Are you really the one that's paying off the loans? I still can't believe any of this.
Well, you're going to have to believe it because it's the reality.
How are we meant to pay for our new place then?
Are you seriously asking me that?
We were planning to pay for our new house with the money from the sale of that house. We already paid the down payments and we have no savings left at all. What the hell are we supposed to do?
I have no idea why you're asking me this. What do you expect me to do?
Please figure out a way to solve this. This is all your fault. You need to help us out.
How is any of this my fault? You guys decided to do this without me knowing? You and the rest of your family need to figure out what to do. You told me that I'm not part of your family, right? I have no intention of helping you guys out at all.
You're his wife, though. You need to do something to help him out.
Why do I need to do anything? Also, I'm not his wife anymore.
What did you just say?
My ex-husband was a piece of trash, so I got a divorce. Have you not heard from him at all?
What are you talking about? Are you talking about my son?
Yeah, who else would I be talking about? We discussed this a couple of days ago and decided. I had no idea he planned to try to sell my house, though. He didn't mention that when we had our conversation.
Are you telling me that we're complete strangers to each other now? Yeah, pretty much.
Have you finally realized that you guys are the ones that might become homeless?
Are you seriously gonna do this to us? I had no idea things would end up like this. Are you going to abandon us completely?
Yeah, I don't see why I should help. You were telling me to enjoy my life on the streets. I don't feel like helping people that would say that to me. I'm sure you guys did this to kick me out of the house, but I guess it's kind of backfired. Now look who's going to be without a place to live.
Don't worry, we're gonna be completely fine. He still has a job, so we won't have any financial problems. I guess we're just gonna have to find a different place to live. Although I have no idea what I'm going to do about the money for a new place.
That's a problem that you guys are going to have to figure out yourselves. I have nothing to do with you guys anymore. It was actually the perfect timing for us to get a divorce, actually. I was kind of looking for a reason to kick you guys out of the house.
I can't believe this. How dare you talk to me like that? Are you seriously not gonna help us out?
Of course I'm not going to help. We're strangers to each other. Did your husband know about any of this? I didn't think that he was the kind of person that would agree to something like this.
He didn't know any of the details. How am I meant to tell him that we have no place to live now? What are you going to do about this? You've messed up my plans completely.
Stop blaming me for any of this, you old hag. How about you take responsibility for what you've done? This was the plan that you had to solve the problems between us, right? We don't have to argue every day now that we're not going to be living together. This is perfect for both of us.
Yeah, I still don't want to live with you at all. Still, this isn't how I planned things to be. I have no idea what I'm going to do from now on.
Who cares about tomorrow? I'm happy that we don't have to live together anymore. Problem solved, right? Please don't ever contact me again. I've got to get going now. Goodbye, you old hag. I hope you and your family enjoy your lives on the street.
After that, Lana opted to confront Daniel to verify the truth of Katie's claims. Ultimately, he confessed that it was indeed Katie who financed the house, and it was registered under her name. Lana's husband remained completely oblivious to these events and became enraged upon discovering the truth of the situation. Their entire household is engulfed in a massive dispute at the moment, and there is a possibility that they will have to separate permanently. She attempted to covertly re-enter Katie's residence without consent, but was apprehended by law enforcement and issued a restraining order. They are presently without a place of residence and are currently experiencing homelessness. Katie ultimately sold the expansive family residence and acquired a solitary, high-rise condominium for her own occupancy. Her life appears to have undergone a remarkable improvement following the dissolution of her marriage.
Hello, my brother. Bella here. I hope I'm not interrupting you at an inconvenient time. Are you coming back here? Today is a busy day for me. Could you and your wife just stay at home today?
What are you on about, Bella? Why do you have to bug me all the time? That's fantastic. Why do you anger me merely by reaching out to me? I'm sure it's about something bothersome. Since you're 30, I'd assume you'd matured by now. But you're still the same grumpy person you've always been. What exactly is it? Let me guess, you're still alone in your room today, aren't you? You're still living on the top floor of a magnificent apartment complex, and you're not even enjoying it. What a squander.
Silas, please. The major reason I don't leave my room is that I don't want to cross paths with you and your wife. You may not live at Mom and Dad's like I do, but there's something about the whole setup that bothers me.
What? What exactly are you on about, Bella? You're always grumbling about something.
She seems to take it upon herself to go into my room whenever I leave it without even asking me. Before she leaves, she takes whatever she wants from my room.
She is now a part of this family, hence she is permitted. Family members should be able to take what they require from one another, right?
Certainly not. This is not the case. How could you possibly think that? She uses my toilet, eats all of my food whenever she wants, and acts as if she is attempting to take over my space. You mean you haven't noticed?
What are you talking about, really? You're just making stuff up. Stop attempting to create drama. Bella, your grumbling is so hilarious. You're making me laugh. Don't go too far ahead of yourself. Oh, I almost forgot. We'll be over tonight as well.
What? Are you kidding me? You can't keep dropping by unannounced, Silas.
No, I'm not joking. We'll be staying as well. Thank you for inviting us.
No way. That isn't an option. Don't even think about coming over here. Stay at home. My house is not a place where you and your wife can come and do anything you want. By the way, Mom and Dad feels the same way about you and your wife.
What? What did you say? Stop lying to me. What do you mean? Stop joking around and attempting to cause controversy with unfounded rumors. Get a hold of yourself. Tell me what you think about it once you're back to your normal Bella self.
Have you considered it? What do you mean? What do you think about?
Concerning the fact that you are 30 years old and are still living in Mom and Dad's apartment.
What does my age have to do with anything in this situation?
Oh, Bella, Don't play dumb with me. It's not difficult. That is exactly what I meant. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter in the end. I'll inherit the flat nonetheless because I'm the firstborn son. So, I believe you can read between the lines. Soon, I'll be deciding who lives there and who doesn't.
Get away of here. You took the words I was about to say. That's what I should tell you. This is not something your father would gift you. That is, you will not inherit anything.
What are you talking about, Bella? Are you crazy? What are you on about this time? I can't keep up with your continual chattering. I'll make it easy for you. Since father lives there, there's no doubt about it.
You obviously missed the memo. Someone forgot to explain how things function in the apartment to you.
Don't start telling lies about the apartment being your fiancé's again. After all, he's on a business trip right now, isn't he?
That's correct. When you put your mind to anything, you must have an excellent memory.
Please, I don't believe anything you say. You claim ownership of the residence, but you can't prove it because he is never present. I'd never accept you at your word for it.
He is now abroad. I'm not going to bother him with a stupid debate right now.
He most likely accepted the job overseas to avoid a pig like you.
What are you expecting me to do? Do you want me to attempt to call him? Would you believe me if I could get him on the phone and get him to show his face and tell you the truth?
Oh, please. I'm sick of hearing about him. He isn't even here. As per usual. You keep referring to him as your fiancé, yet he appears to be little more than a two-dimensional boyfriend. A true loser.
What? I can't believe you're serious. I would never speak negatively about your wife, so please do not speak negatively about my fiancé.
That describes you perfectly. So damn depressed and sad all the time. Your melancholy is practically contagious just by glancing in your eyes.
You have no right to speak that to your sister. Who do you think you are?
Whatever the case may be, it doesn't make a difference. It's your life. You're free to be yourself. While you can, enjoy your life as a shut-in.
Is this the right time? Please accept my apologies for bothering you. I realize the time difference has made it tough to communicate recently.
Bella, hello. Wow, that must be the middle of the night over there, right? Is everything in order? I understand how difficult it is for us to communicate, especially with the current time difference.
I'm aware of that. I was hoping that this was the right time for both of us. I desperately needed to speak with you. I need to talk to you right away about something.
Of course it is. In that case, any time is a good moment. Is everything in order? Is this in any way related to your parents?
Yes, they are a part of it. Unfortunately, it is not all. This is actually more about my brother and his wife. The situation is rapidly worsening.
What? Are you serious? They are continuing being difficult to you.
Unfortunately. Even now and again, they just come over here and stay the night with no warning. I attempt to keep as much distance between myself and them as possible, but he simply seems to get smaller and smaller. The length of time they spend here is gradually rising.
Do you believe they're trying to gradually settle in so they can stay long-term or make the place their own?
Regrettably, yes. That is exactly what I believe. When my parents were constantly present, they made certain that they had to pay rent if they wanted to be here. But now that my parents aren't around as much, they just come and go as they like. I can't stand the feeling that they only want to live on the top floor of this building. So they're gradually evicting me so they can take control.
I'm sorry we had to go through this. It would be difficult to keep them from entering the building.
Exactly. Even if I say no, they will simply ask my parents, who will always say they are welcome to come inside. I have no power. They are only getting worse. They come and go whenever they choose. They will even take whatever they want from my home and leave without notifying me. I'm just tired of it all. When they come around, I just go into my room and hope they leave fast.
I'm not sure what to say, Bella. That sounds like a nightmare situation.
I was hoped to wait until you return from your business trip, but I am almost at my breaking point. It's like I'm pitted against 4 other individuals in my own home. I can never be at ease.
Hey there, Bella. Everything will improve. I wish I could be there right now to assist you. Tell me what they stole. I will replace them for you.
What? I can't expect you to do that. Aside from that, it might be very pricey.
It's just goods. We can always replace them after this is all done. What are some of the things you don't want them to take?
So, they got some clothes and accessories from you. And, of course, I got my engagement ring from you. Then there's my notebook, which contains all of my work data, and my backpack, which contains work flash drives. The fountain pen that my father gave me has always meant a lot to me. I'm sorry to ask, but can my printer be one of the items we purchase? They took it away from me.
Yes, of course. Printers and other accessories are inexpensive to replace. Those shouldn't be a problem.
But, truly? I'm not certain. I'm not sure I trust you to replace these things for me.
Don't be concerned about it. We should concentrate on concealing the vital information you just mentioned. Do you think one huge box will be enough to hold everything?
That should be fine, in my opinion. They aren't particularly large, so I should be able to pack it in a box with ease.
That's wonderful. Oh, and there's the element of surprise. I was going to tell you about it tomorrow, but I guess I can tell you now. Maybe it will cheer you up. I should be able to return home for a short time next week.
What? Are you certain? Finally! After all this time, you can finally return.
That's correct. I was able to predict everything else I'd take faster than expected. I'll be in your country for 3 months.
I'm ecstatic. That's fantastic news. Just knowing you'll be here soon will be enough to help me through my family's crazy. Please let me know if there is anything I can do or if you have any needs.
Thank you very much. You've been a tremendous assistance. Don't worry, I believe I have everything under control. I'm glad I could make you smile. Let us end our talk on a happy note. After all, it's the dead of night over there, right? You must be exhausted by this point.
To be honest, I think a little bit. Having to deal with my family drains me completely.
I don't blame you in the least. That's exactly what I was thinking. You should rest. If you require anything further, please contact me and I will do my best to assist you.
Thank you a lot. I'll contact you when I wake up. You're fantastic.
Without a doubt. That is why I am here. I've got your back. We'll fix this together. Have a good night. Dreams come true.
Felix, good night. Thank you very much for being there for me at all times.
Hello there, Bella. Drop what you're doing and pay attention to what I'm saying. I'll need you to get out of the apartment today.
What? What do you mean?
I met up with Mom and Dad for a little conversation. They believe you are wasting their money. You're a 30-year-old lady who hasn't married yet. Not to mention the fact that your fiancé isn't even in the same nation as you.
Really? You're using the fact that I'm not married against me? Is that why I'm being evicted from my apartment?
Anyone's fantasy woman isn't a middle-aged woman like you who is almost unmarried. You must broaden your knowledge of the real world. The experience of being homeless for a short time should enough.
Oh. So you're saying I'm being evicted from my apartment?
That's correct. It is truly for your benefit.
You're squandering your time. I had already left.
What? So you've already left? You mean you moved out?
Are you shocked? I could never relax in my own home because you and your wife were always around. So, instead of getting into any more pointless debates, I decided to take the initiative and make the first move.
Oh well. So, that's it?
I no longer require anything in the apartments. So, go ahead and do anything you want with it.
Is that true? That's wonderful. You are really kind. I guess everything worked out in the end. After all, this apartment is better off simply being mine.
That's fantastic. Whatever you want to say. Please send my regards to Mom and Dad.
Nope. There's no way they'd want to hear from you. You were nothing more than a parasite to them. They would constantly complain to me about you. Please do us all a favor. Just hurry up and get out of here. This family would be much better off if you were not there. Hello, Bella. Please answer the phone. A man claiming to be a lawyer just stopped by. They wanted to know who owned the apartment. What's the point of it all? What are you attempting to accomplish?
I am sure the lawyer has already explained everything to you. However, my fiancé is the co-signer on the lease for that flat. But you took charge and ordered me to go.
What exactly are you attempting to say? This is our parents' home. That is something both you and I are aware of.
I tried several times to convince you that you were mistaken. You simply do not pay attention to me.
But what about Mom and Dad? I thought that was their apartment.
Mom and Dad didn't know all the facts when they moved into their new residence. It was far more expensive than they had anticipated. Furthermore, Dad is a very proud man. He couldn't face the thought of you knowing he couldn't afford the flat, so he pretended he owned it.
What? You mean he lied to me about this place the whole time? How could he not afford it? He does an excellent job.
I'm guessing you're unaware of it as well. However, Dad was laid off more than a year ago.
He was fired. Why on earth didn't anyone inform me?
He and a few coworkers went out to drink. He eventually got into a confrontation with one of his new coworkers. That person turned out to be his boss's son.
The son of his boss? No way. What are the chances?
He hasn't been able to stand on his own since then. No other company is ready to take a chance on him. Especially if other companies learn why he was fired.
What on earth is going on? I can't believe he withheld that information from me.
Not to add that Dad is getting on in years. It is difficult for someone his age to find work. As a result, he is having difficulty paying his rent. But, because my fiancé is a kind man, he let Dad stay in the flat.
Are you sure? You must be lying. I can't believe my father would do such a thing.
Yes, it is correct. So I hired a lawyer to ensure that everything is done correctly. You are no longer stepping on me.
Bella, come on. Seriously?
I'm sure you've heard from the lawyer already, but I intend to sell the apartment. So I strongly advise you to return to your former flat as soon as possible.
What? Selling? You're not going to be able to achieve that.
Sure, I can. Oh, and bring Mom and Dad with you back to your house.
Hold on a second. No way. That isn't an option. By the way, where are you now? My wife and I have yet to cancel our lease at our previous residence. But, please, that place can't hold all of us. There is no way Mom and Dad could live with my wife.
It seems like a fair deal to me. After all, you're the one who can now look after Mom and Dad.
No. Let us leave things alone. You can take care of Mom and Dad.
Sorry, but it is currently unattainable. I wouldn't do it even if I could.
Why? Why is it so difficult? Don't be sluggish. Make it happen.
The reason is quite straightforward. I've decided to relocate to another country with my fiancé.
What? You're relocating abroad? Seriously?
Because he is already working abroad, it would be simple for me to pack my belongings and relocate to where he is. To be honest, it's a little sooner than I would have liked, but with all the chaos you and your wife have caused me, I didn't have much of a choice. This is probably for the best. So, thanks to you, I went ahead and started the procedure sooner.
No way, no how. I'm not going to let it happen. You are not permitted to leave. Cancel all of your plans right away. I'm your older sibling. You must obey my commands.
But, as I previously stated, that is impossible.
Stop telling lies. Nothing is out of the question. Stop deceiving yourself. You could never live in another country. You're 30 years old. You're a parasite who spends the entire day locked up in your room. You're not even employed. And do you believe you could live abroad? Please don't make me laugh.
What? I don't have a job. Currently, I work as a translator. Did you not realize that?
Translator? What? When did this happen?
I began working at a company that my fiancé had suggested. It's wonderful. It's my life's work.
Bella, are you serious?
Not to mention the fact that my fiancé and I have been together for the past 5 years.
What? Is it truly 5 years?
Yes, it is correct. But, with such a dysfunctional family, marriage is out of the question right now. But now that I'm traveling overseas with him, everything has changed. I am overjoyed. He's the most wonderful and significant person in my life. He brings me more joy than anyone else in the family.
Please, be patient. Consider it. You should not act in such an unreasonable manner at this time.
My mind has already been made up, and it is not unreasonable. You can't really blame me for making this choice.
Wait! Please! I swear I'll change. From now on, the entire family will turn over a fresh leaf and assist you in every way.
No, I can't take it any longer. I will leave the United States as soon as all necessary approvals are received.
Please, Bella. Just a moment. Think about it. We are one big family.
Oh, I have already considered it. And I've made my decision. There is nothing you can say to persuade me otherwise. Goodbye, Silas. My brother and his wife eventually divorced a few days later. After I departed, she understood the dangers of marrying my brother were simply too great. To put their minds at ease, the flat they were living in was still in my name. My parents and brother were functionally homeless since they lacked money and a place to live. To get a roof over their heads, they had to go 20 miles to a relative's house. However, even their relatives grew tired of them. My brother did not change, and they grew tired of his attitude. My brother and dad were evicted not long after. My father and brother were also having difficulty finding work. They had no choice but to take out a hefty debt. I wish them the best, but I have no doubt they will spend the rest of their lives in poverty. My life, on the other hand, has been really great. I departed the country as soon as the necessary approvals were received. My husband and I now have a beautiful life together. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us.
Iris, we need to talk now.
What's that?
How long do you plan on staying here? You're gonna have to leave eventually. Having to live with your parents at that age is super gross. Why are you still in this house?
Oh, so that's why you text me? Why are you asking me about this out of the blue?
I've been thinking about it for a long time, but I decided it was time I say something now. It's not good for you to still be living with your parents. You need to move out of here.
Well, my father was single for a while, so I didn't want to leave him alone.
That may have been the case before, but your father is living with me now. It would be much better for all of us if you get out of here now. He doesn't need you anymore.
That's true, but I think you misunderstood. I don't actually need to live with my father. I'm just here by choice.
Don't tell me that you have some kind of father complex, because that would be annoying and gross. Obviously, you're not here by choice. You're depending on your father for a place to live. So it's not a choice.
No, I really didn't mean it as a joke. I don't actually have to be here.
Whatever, you should probably know that your father and I are getting married. We're starting a new chapter of our lives, and the only thing in our way is you and all your stuff. We want to spend our time as newlyweds by ourselves in our beautiful home. We need you to get out.
Oh, I understand why you're telling me this now. You don't want me getting in your way, right?
Exactly, Iris. You catch on to things a lot quicker than I thought. I'm impressed since you get it. I'll need you to move your stuff out of here right now. We don't need you here ruining our new lives.
Moving out right now a bit of a sudden, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm currently on a trip and I won't be home for a while. I can move all my stuff out once I get back. Can you give me another week before I move out? I promise I'll be out of your hair by then.
A trip? What are you going on a trip for? A shut-in like you is going traveling? That's ridiculous. You really are a pampered child. You get to live however you please without a care in the world for anyone else.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a shut-in.
How are you not a shut-in? You're living off your father. You don't have a job and you rarely ever leave the house. You probably do it on purpose, so you won't ever have to work. Even if you try to hide it, I have already figured you out.
It's true that I spend the majority of my time in the house, but I still go out. Also, I'm not relying on my father for money. I have my own job that I do from home.
A remote job? Come on, Iris. Do you think that makes you cool or something? You're a brat still living with your dad at an inappropriate age. You're a grown adult and it's time you start acting like one. Don't make up lies and excuses that can be easily seen through. You're not going to fool me like that.
But I wasn't lying though. I'm telling the truth. I'm going on a work-related trip today. It's very important.
Yeah, I bet you are. Where are you going anyway? A comic convention? Is that what shut-ins call work? And you need to know that. Hobbies aren't work, in case you didn't know. Video games and junk food aren't going to make you money.
Well, I do think that there are many hobbies that you could turn into work, even video games. Maybe that's not something you would believe.
Hey, are you trying to imitate your father?
Imitate my father? Where did that come from? What do you mean by that?
You're always wearing fitted suits that seem to be tailored. I know those suits. They're just like the expensive suits that he likes to wear.
Oh, you mean the suits that he wears on dates? We do wear similar kinds. We both like to be very careful with our appearance whenever we go out.
Of course, he does. I guess it makes sense when you would want to copy him. Since he says he's self-employed, he must be earning a good amount of money.
Huh? He says what now?
It makes perfect sense. I mean, if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to live in a house like this.
That's not necessarily true.
It's the only explanation. That's why I decided to marry him.
What exactly do you mean by that?
If he can live in a house like this, then of course I had to marry him. Living in a place like this has always been my dream. It's even better if I don't have to work to do. I'm certain I'll be able to live a life of elegance like I was destined to.
Don't tell me the only reason you're marrying my father is for the money?
Don't say such a horrible thing about me. I don't need other people hearing that. That's not it. I truly love your father, and he loves me back. That's what's getting us together. It's the power of love which allows us to get married.
The power of love?
After all, it's only with the power of love that I'll be able to drive you out of our house. But I guess if he didn't have any money, I wouldn't be getting married to him. So what you said is only about half true.
I had a feeling that was the case. Did you actually get to know my father, or did you decide to be with him because you think he makes a ton of money?
I don't know him that well, but it doesn't matter. As long as he'll let me live in luxury, I don't need to know him. We can get to know each other in our beautiful house. Going out with him while he's in those suits would be nice, don't you think? If he wants to be with me, he would have to do at least that. The only way someone would be able to get a beautiful woman like me is if they had a ton of money.
Why is that my father should be the one paying for your luxurious life as long as you're married?
Of course he should. That's his responsibility as a man. I hate stingy, cheap men. What good are you as a man if you don't make enough money for your wife to live in luxury?
Is that so?
Him having a child from a previous marriage isn't ideal, of course, but I was prepared for you. I thought that once we got married you would get out of the house, but you're still here.
Did you say that to my father?
No, I didn't say that to him, but something like that should be common sense.
Well, I don't really understand the idea of driving out the child of the person you're married to. Once you're married, their child should become someone you both care for.
That's not how it works. If we're going to live together, he has to first drive out the parasite.
I doubt many parents consider their children to be parasites. Is that really how you think of me?
What do you think is going to happen if I start living expensively now? I can't afford it if you're still leeching off his money. Stepmother plans to kick me out of my house, but she should know it's not that easy. I'm going to end this once and for all.
Are you at my house right now?
What do you mean? Your house? It's not your house! It's my house!
My stuff is still in there. Are you going to just throw it outside? You can't kick me out so suddenly.
Do you not understand? Do you know what it means to get married? We're supposed to be living together. The only thing in the way of that is you. I'm not listening to you if you ask to live with us. That's going to end today.
I've been living in that house for a long time now, and you just barely knows my father and only dating him for the money. You thinks it's okay to kick me out without notice?
Did you not understand what I said? I'm not going to listen to an uneducated stepchild like you. You have no idea how the world works. I've thrown out your stuff if you want to come and pick it up off the street. This is my house now.
Well then go ahead and pay me $2,000 every month.
What are you saying? Are you insane?
In case you didn't know, the house is not paid off yet. It costs $2,000 a month if you want to live there. That's what you'll have to pay.
Okay. That amount isn't a big deal. Your father can earn a lot more than that.
Really, Carla? You think my father can afford that money without having a job?
What do you mean by that?
You can't read English or what?
Wait a minute. What are you trying to say? There's no way your father doesn't have a job. He must be making a ton of money. He is always wearing those expensive suits.
Those are the suits that my mother left him with when she died. My mother was a businesswoman who made a good amount of money.
There's no way I would believe something like that. You're definitely lying. Why are you living in this fancy house, then, if he wasn't the one who paid for it?
My mother was the one who bought this house. My father didn't pay a single penny. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't afford it. My mother was always the one taking care of us ever since I was born.
If he really doesn't have any money, then how have you guys been paying the mortgage?
Until now, I've been the one paying the mortgage.
No way, that's not at all possible. There's no way a shut-in like you could pay for this place.
You really don't listen to anything anyone says, do you? That's a bad habit of yours. I told you already I work from home. That means that I do my work in my house. I don't need to leave the house every day to make money.
Really? Are you telling the truth?
Why do you think I'm lying?
If you don't have to go out to work, then what trip are you on right now?
I'm going to meet with my suppliers in another state. And I make use of this trip to be partially a break from work.
Wait a second. Does that mean you've really been the one paying the mortgage every month?
That's right. I'm the one who has been covering it every single month.
Then you must be making a decent amount of money. Okay, I knew it. I've changed my mind. You can stay in the house. You should have just said that from the beginning, dear. If I knew all this, I wouldn't say these stuffs.
All right, you don't have to worry about it. I won't be returning.
What? Isn't this your house?
Not anymore. Things have changed.
Nothing has changed. You can't leave now. You've been living in this house for a long time.
But you've already thrown out all my stuff, haven't you?
Well, that's true.
I had a feeling you were going to do that. So I went ahead and bought a high-rise apartment.
A high-rise? How can you afford that?
I've been saving money for a while. Now I've already moved most of my belongings into the new place. The stuff's left in the old house were things that I don't need anymore. Thanks to you, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm glad I don't have to waste time on that anymore.
Then what are you going to do about the mortgage at this house?
At first I thought that I would continue paying the mortgage, but it seems like I don't need to anymore.
Hold on. Why aren't you going to keep paying?
Well, you're the one who told me to get out of the house. You even threw out my stuff. So it's not like I could go back there now. You two get to live together at that beautiful house all by yourselves just like you wanted. Since I won't be paying for it anymore, I'll leave the payments to you. I'm sure you can handle it.
Wait for a second. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know there was a mortgage on this house. So it's not fair to leave me to pay for it. I thought your father was a business owner.
I'm actually the owner of a business. I've been running it for some years. You are so sure that I was just a shut-in with no job. But it turns out that your husband is the real jobless one.
I can't believe this. I was supposed to live in luxury for the rest of my life.
I've been the one giving you the money to live the luxurious life you've had all this time. Although I didn't think you would waste all the money on fancy stuff so you could look good. I think you even said that you wanted more money recently. This must be the worst case scenario for you.
This can't be. What's going to happen to the wealthy lifestyle I've been living? It's going to be pretty difficult for you to continue living like that.
Now that you don't have any more money coming in, I guess you two will have to work to pay off your expenses.
There's no way I'm doing that. I would never work again after getting married. I already planned on being taken care of for the rest of my life.
Oh, that is really close if I don't leave that house. I would have been stuck taking care of you two for the rest of my life. That would be a complete waste of my money. Thank you so much for driving me out of there.
Please come back to the house. I'm begging you. This is not at all what I was expecting. I thought I could afford to live this luxurious lifestyle.
Do you consider your life luxurious now? Probably not, since it appears that you will have to pay the mortgage on your own.
There's no way I can pay $2,000 a month. I don't have that kind of money. Do you expect me to go on unemployment?
I don't know, and I don't care either. It's not my concern anymore. So you two can work together to live and save each other as husband and wife.
I'm sorry, Iris. I didn't mean any of what I said before. I was in the wrong. I didn't mean it. Please. Help me pay the mortgage.
I'm supposed to pay the mortgage of a house that I'm not living in, aren't I? That sounds ridiculous.
There's no way I would pay for that.
That's not my responsibility. I'm so glad I don't have to pay anymore. It's such a weight off my shoulders. Have a good time in your dream home?
I don't want to have to work. I already quit my job.
I'm sure you have some old acquaintances from your last job that can help you. Although if you couldn't do the work they asked you to, then they probably got angry with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they were glad when you left.
Why you know all of that?
When you told me you quit your job, I was genuinely surprised. I was wondering why you would quit your job, but my dad was unemployed. I was thinking that you got married because you planned on taking care of him. I thought you must be an amazingly strong person like my mother.
But I was the one who wanted to be taken care of.
Well, that's what turned out to be the case. It might be good if you could force my father to start working again. But it looks like you won't be able to make that much money with just him working. So it looks like the best solution is the both of you to start working.
Please don't say that. Do you really plan on throwing us away?
Who's the one who referred to me as a parasite? Don't you forget? Which one of us tried to throw out the other one first? It's amazing how you try to flip this onto me.
It's only because I didn't know any of this stuff.
I was unaware of things as well. I didn't know that I had become a parasite to you. I'm sure with the power of love, you'll be able to figure something out together.
No, I can't do that. Please, Iris. Don't do that.
Carla, I never change my mind. So, I don't have anything to say. I'm busy now, I have to go.
Don't, Iris.
I don't want to see your face again. Bye now. After that, my father and Carla had many various difficulties. My father even tried apologizing after a while, but she had blocked his number. Carla even suddenly tried to break into my new apartment, but I called the police and she got caught. They were forced to go out and look for work. Once they finally found part-time jobs, they were overworked and barely made enough money to cover living expenses. Because they were unable to pay the mortgage at the old house. So they were forced to move into a cheaper, more beat-up place. But it's none of my business anymore. I am now free from those toxic and enjoy my new life.
Tom. We need to talk. What the heck are you doing? Are you really serious?
What do you want from me? I really don't want to have to talk to you. I also don't have much free time today.
What is wrong with you? You shouldn't be talking back to me like this. You should make time to talk to me.
There's nothing wrong with me. I just don't want to be talking to you.
Don't get so ahead of yourself. I'm your manager. You really need to show me more respect. Do you not realize that my position is above yours? You're my subordinate. All you should be doing is obeying my orders.
Yeah, I know that you're my manager. You've told me this countless amounts of times. I'm getting tired of hearing the same thing over and over from you.
If you know, then you need to show me more respect. You need to stop talking so arrogantly to me.
Would you just hurry up and get to the point?
I told you to treat me with more respect. Did you not understand that?
Please calm down and just tell me what you need to say. Stop wasting so much of my time. I'm going.
Who cares about your time? My time is so much more precious than your time.
It sounds like you have nothing that's important to say to me. I'm actually busy. I'm gonna get going if you have nothing to say to me.
Wait. Hold on a minute. You can't just leave. I've contacted you because I had something to say. Are you stupid or something?
If you have something to say to me, then hurry up. I told you this earlier, but stop wasting my time.
Why are you being so arrogant? I thought I told you that I'm your manager.
Stop repeating the same phrase over and over. Nobody's gonna respect you if you keep saying that. If you want respect, you need to shut your mouth and gain the respect with your actions.
I can't believe that you're looking down on me like this. If you keep this up, I'm gonna fire you. You wouldn't want that to happen, right?
LOL. Are you serious about that?
What do you think is so funny? I'm being very serious. You're really gonna lose your job if you're not careful. Alright, listen, Tom. I also saw that you scheduled to have a paid day off next week. You did that without my permission. I'm gonna fire you if you don't show up at work next week.
Are you seriously saying that? That's just abusing your power if you really do that. I took all the necessary steps to get a day off. I filled in all the required paperwork and got it accepted by HR. There shouldn't be any problem with me taking a day off.
The problem is with the reason you're taking a day off. Did seriously think that you could skip work for a reason like that?
Why would the reason matter at all? According to the company policy, I should be able to do that. I'm planning to attend my younger sister's wedding. There should be absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have every right to attend my own sister's wedding.
That is not a valid reason to be skipping work. You really need to be getting your priorities straight. I'm embarrassed that you're even thinking of taking a day off work for a reason like this.
Why would you be embarrassed about this? It doesn't make any sense at all.
You have to remember that you're my subordinate. You better not think that you can just take a day off without my permission. As a punishment, you're gonna have to work overtime every single day from now on. I'm also going to give you some of my work as a special gift to you.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say no to that. I don't want to have to do any of your work. You're pretty much the only manager that wouldn't accept the subordinate taking paid leave. I don't need your permission to take a day off from work. I've already been told by the company that it would be okay. What you're trying to do is against the company's policies. I would stop if I were you.
You're just my subordinate. You need to stop telling me what I can do. You should be keeping your mouth shut and listening to my orders. You don't have the authority to be talking back to me like this.
I have the right to choose when to take my paid holidays. Do you not even know how paid holidays even work? You should try reading the rules of this company before trying to impose them on me. Do you even know how to read?
Of course, I know how to read. I'm not a child. You need to stop disrespecting me and insulting me like this.
That's what I should be saying to you.
I'm not going to allow you to take a paid holiday next week. In fact, I'm going to assign the huge project to you. You're going to become the new project leader once the project is completed. I'm going to take all the credit for it. That does sound like a great plan, doesn't it? I'm such a genius.
You really are a terrible person. That's such a selfish idea. Are you not embarrassed saying things like this to your subordinates?
What? I'm not embarrassed at all. I have every right to use my power like this.
What do you even mean by that?
I'll tell you what's been going on. But this is to be kept between us, okay? I'm gonna be promoted in the near future.
There's no way that's ever gonna happen. I wonder which idiot decided to spread a rumor like that.
It's not a rumor at all. I didn't hear about this from anyone. Actually, I found out about it myself.
Then you're definitely not gonna get promoted. You're always wrong about everything that you say. I have no idea why you think that at all.
I'm always right about everything. You probably don't know this, but I'm very well liked by my boss.
You get along well with the CEO? I find that kind of hard to believe.
It's the truth. This is why I know for sure that I'm being promoted soon.
Actually, yeah, I've heard rumors about this before.
See, I told you. Me and the boss are like best friends right now.
I've heard rumors that you act like the boss's dog. You do everything to try to get his approval. How pathetic.
What did you just say to me?
He doesn't see you as a friend at all. You'd look very desperate. I'm pretty sure the boss already knows how useless you are. All you do is force your work onto your subordinates. I really think that you're getting way too ahead of yourself.
I'm not going to forgive you if you keep this up.
I don't need you to forgive me at all. I have no respect for you whatsoever. I really don't care what you think of me at all.
How dare you say that to me? You should only have respect for me. I feel like you don't really understand the authority I have over you. You wouldn't even have a job if it weren't for me.
It wasn't you that decided to employ me. That's the company. I was just unfortunate to be assigned to work under you. I really hate people like you that are useless but act arrogantly just because of the job title. I'm very tired of talking to you. So I'm gonna get going. You have no right to complain to me or punish me for taking a paid holiday. I've already been accepted by the company. You have no right to stop me. I'm gonna get going now.
I can't stand you disrespecting me like this anymore. I'm gonna get rid of you right now. You're fired.
Wait. What did you just say to me?
I just told you that you're fired. There's no need for you to ever come back to this company. Now you got way too ahead of yourself. You should have treated me with more respect.
You can't just fire me for no reason. The higher-ups aren't gonna accept this decision.
Actually, they are going to accept it. I'm gonna make a lie about you making a huge mistake during one of our important projects. That's going to be the reason you get fired. I guess you really underestimated my powers.
I can't believe that you would do all of this over a single day of paid leave. Why do you care so much about me taking a single day off? I'm way too tired to be dealing with you. I've really had enough of it.
Actually, I should be saying that to you. I am tired of you disrespecting me like this. I'm your manager. I really don't understand why you can't just respect me. My other subordinates don't seem to have much trouble doing that. Did you really think that I would allow you to take a day off for your sister's wedding? That's not a good enough reason to take a day off from work. You decided not to listen to my orders, so that's why you're fired.
Well, you need to know one thing. The wedding I'm planning to attend next Monday is the boss's wedding.
What did you just say? The boss's wedding? Stop joking around with me.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I think you're pretty much the only person that didn't get invited. Only one that's being left out. If you really want to be respected by others, you should do things that make people want to respect you. Now there is absolutely nothing about you that can be respected.
Wait. Hold on a minute. What's happening? Please stop insulting me any further. I'm already pretty shocked about what you just told me. How could I be left out at the boss's wedding?
Just how fragile are you? You seem to have no problem dishing out insults to everyone else.
Please just explain what's happening to me. Is it true that the boss is having a wedding next week? Why I knew nothing about this. There's no way you should know about it if I haven't heard about it.
Do you really not understand what's happening? You really are dumb. My sister is the one getting married to the boss.
What? Are you being serious?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the boss isn't going to be happy when he finds out about this. You're not even letting me take a paid leave to attend my sister's wedding. This is against the company's policy. I would love to hear what the boss thinks about this.
How is this even happening? Why is your sister getting married to the boss? Where did they even meet in the first place?
I've been good friends with the boss for a pretty long time. I was the one that introduced him to my sister. They got along pretty well and ended up dating after I introduced them to each other.
You and the boss are good friends? How is that possible?
We both went to the same university. That's where I first met him. We took a bunch of classes together and ended up becoming friends. I didn't think that I would end up working for his company though. He didn't think that he would become my boss either. I actually talked to him the other day. He said the reason that he became the CEO of this company was because his father had to retire early. He wasn't expecting to become the boss that soon. So he was working under lots of pressure. He told me that he was having trouble dealing with you as well. I also heard that you kept on sucking up to him. It was obvious that you were looking for a promotion.
I have no idea that you guys are friends. You should have told me earlier.
Why should I have to tell you that? You're not even going to be here that much longer anyway.
Wait. What does that even mean?
It's not that hard to understand. You're no longer going to be part of this company.
Why would I have to leave this company? I haven't done anything wrong.
There's a lot of bad rumors going around about you. Everyone at the company thinks that you're a crazy manager. Have you really not noticed how everyone has been talking about you?
Is what you just said really true? Do people actually think that I'm crazy?
Yeah, everyone thinks that about you. I can totally understand why. Did you really think that people in this company thought positively of you?
Of course. Everyone thinks positively of me. Everyone but you shows me a lot of respect. I'm projected to get a promotion pretty soon after all.
Yeah, you're just making an assumption about that. In reality, nobody talks back to you because they think you're hopeless. Nobody talks to you because they all hate you. It's not because they respect you or anything. You're also not on track to get promoted. You're on track to get fired. I'm starting to feel a little sorry for you.
What are you talking about? I'm not making any assumptions. Everything that I just said is really true. Me and the boss are best friends. There's no way he's kicking me out of this company.
I'm telling you that's a misunderstanding as well. Boss doesn't see you as a friend at all. If you really were his best friend, he would have invited you to his wedding. Have you received a wedding invite from him?
No, there's probably a good reason for that. He probably sent the wedding invitation to the wrong dress or something. We all make a mistake from time to time.
I'm really surprised how positive you are. You really should just accept the reality. He told me directly that he doesn't think very positively of you. Boss definitely doesn't see you as a friend at all. In fact, he was saying that you were a huge nuisance as you don't obey the company's policies at all. It definitely didn't sound like he wanted you at the company for much longer.
Wait. Is that what the boss really said?
Yeah, he did. I think you're either gonna get fired or transferred to another department in the countryside.
No way. I buy my life in this city.
You shouldn't be saying that to me. I'm not the one that decides where you get transferred. So, that's enough. I'm gonna be taking my paid holiday. Regardless of what you say to me. There's no point trying to stop me. I don't need your permission to take this day off.
This isn't fair at all. I want to go to the boss's wedding as well.
I don't think you can go if you weren't invited. There's one more thing that I should tell you. You need to clean out the office that you're using right now. You're no longer going to be manager of this department. I'm going to be taking over as the manager. I want that office to be cleaned for when I move into.
No way. Are you really gonna become the manager instead of me? Why do I have to be moved? I don't understand why you're getting a promotion either. None of this makes any sense.
Well, you have no respect or trust from any one of your subordinates. So that's easy to understand. You're just not the right kind of person to be the manager. You really need to accept reality. The way that you've been treating your subordinates is really unacceptable. Hurry up and clean the room.